In Britain at the moment, we've seen a woman get fined £300 for putting a bin out 24 hours early. We've got kids' computers being looked through by their teachers. We've got council microphones in bushes, CCTV cameras with megaphones. But a lot of people are still talking in the way of, well, I've got nothing to hide, so what's the problem? Can you remind people what the dangers of a surveillance society are?
Well, I love that one. If you've got nothing to hide, then nothing to worry about. Okay, so let's put a camera in your bedroom. Let's put a camera in your front room, as one Euston police officer has suggested for criminals. Let's put it in your bathroom. You've got nothing to hide. What's the problem? Oh, no, you can't do that. No, that's not right. Okay, so there is a line you can't cross then. Okay, oh yeah, I suppose so. Okay, so it's just a case of where we put that line. Now, do we put that line at the point where you're going to the toilet, or do we pull it a lot further back and have some kind of freedom in society? And it's kind of funny because people have this idea that somehow this is not going to affect them. And for people that just conform and keep their mouths shut and their heads down and don't complain, for a time, that seems to be the case. But you want to see the difference. You must have come across it. I have many times. The difference with people who, if you've got nothing to hide, no problem. And then suddenly they get hit by something. Big Brother society interacts with them and they're outraged. And suddenly their whole mentality changes. What we're looking at is, again, the laboratory mouse or rat in the laboratory maze. If you look at all the things now, and people need to understand, this is not about some big brother sitting on top there and being a dictator over the big things in life, which don't really affect me because I'm just little me. It's actually, as you quite rightly say with your question, it's entering the fine detail now of everyday life. Whether you put your rubbish out a few hours early, how much rubbish you put in your bin, all this stuff. One guy was fined, he's taken it on it, I understand, when his wife was having an epileptic fit in the front seat of the car, which was actually caught on camera that she was in distress. He panics obviously because she's banging him and there's traffic coming the other way, and he gets across to park the car as quick as possible, and in doing so went 35 miles an hour at a 30 limit, and the camera clicked, and all these extenuating circumstances were irrelevant, and he still was going to be charged with speeding. This is the fine detail of our lives, and again, the laboratory maze. The idea is that you have so many controls and so many punishments for the slightest misdemeanor, and the misdemeanors just get invented more and more and more and more, and we're seeing that all the time you're getting a shock, basically. A shock. You're going in your car, oh my god, am I going 35 at a 30 limit? Oh my god, and all my rubbish. Or shall I put rubbish out? What's the time? Have I got too much? Do you think I've got too much rubbish in? Have I put this this cabbage in the wrong box and all that stuff? And all the time, you walk through a city or a town and see all the occasions you're told what to do or told not what to do with signs and stuff. And then on a subconscious level, and people should not underestimate this, you might walk through a town and there's cameras everywhere, and you might not kind of consciously acknowledge the cameras, but on a subconscious level it's there. So what I'm saying is we are being bombarded now with do's and don'ts and all the rest of it, to the point where it is like the mouse in the maze. Shock, oh, won't go down there. Shock, oh, won't go down there. Shock, won't go down there. Oh, no shock, I'll go down there. And it's pushing people into a state of subservience where, again, it's like the journalist's self-censorship. You don't have to tell a journalist you don't cross that line. They just know not to cross it. And you're doing that with the general population who are self-censoring their behavior on the basis of fear of the consequences. And this creates, on a mental and emotional level, a clone subservient society. And that's what they want. And political correctness is just Orwell's newspeak under another name. Political correctness, people go, oh, political correctness gone mad. You hear this phrase all the time. But it hasn't gone mad if you know what it's designed to achieve. If you know what it's designed to achieve, it's genius. It's only crazy if you haven't got that coordinate and you think it's just crazy bureaucrats going over the top. The thing about political correctness is to get different areas of society, what we call minorities, to police each other. So what's happened recently in Canada, for instance, is a good example of what I'm talking about, is a woman has taken a gay club to the Human Rights Commission for breaching her human rights for not allowing her into an all-male gay club. So one minority is now being taken on by another, what is called minority, in effect. And this is the idea, where you get all these minorities policing each other. But the idea is to take it further to the point, as I talked about, where you cannot criticize those in authority under the same laws. And the law's already in place. It's only the fact that they haven't applied it like that yet, but the actual letter of the law allows them to do that. And so political correctness, this is a big thing for people to understand, is not about human rights. It's not about stopping people being the subject of, quote, hate speech and all the rest of it. It's about tying people up in a spider's web of legislation which stops their free expression, even if what they're saying is true.